my name. I'm about to go into the booth right now.
When you fucking love the video, bro.
Oh, check it out. Check out this dance. They're playing my song. They're playing my song.
Wait, you playing that Una Aventura? That's not tonight.
Hey, come on in, fellas.
Woo! That shit sounds hot, baby. Hello.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Diana. Rez.
You can say hey.
Edward.
Edward.
Hey, what's
Edward
up?
Waffle.
Hello.
Edward Waffle.
Head weave.
Edwin Waffle.
No, we're going by Ed Waffle.
What's up, yo? Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
How you feeling, man?
Feeling great, bro.
Feeling great. I think it's the third time I'm asking that tonight.
And I feel
For real.
I like to ask people that because, hey, man, yo,
Yeah.
you might, if you're anything like me, you might feel different 1 minute to the next. I'm not saying I'm bipolar, but that's just the way I roll.
I
You know what I'm saying?
You get emotional.
Yo, man, we're
To
listening.
be honest with you, I'm excited because this is the first time that we have a Mexican outside of me
Yeah.
in the studio. This is actually the first time that we have a Mexican in the studio.
Well, I mean, he's been here before.
I mean, yes, but
he
with
was
me,
the first Mexican.
I mean, he's been
Besides you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dang, so wait, he's the only Mexican that's been in here?
Yes, for
As
real,
far as
for real.
artists,
Artists, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how you doing, man? Pew, 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 pew. Rez in the cribbo, man. Yo, I've been checking you out. You've been doing your thing. Yo, you've been doing gig behind gig behind gig. You've been doing your thing. You got the new EP out called Noche de Flamenco. Right off the bat, why? Why Noche de Flamenco? Why that name?
You know what? I felt it encompassed the feel that I was trying to go for.
Okay.
Like that, it's flamenco, but it has a little dark side, a little romantic, you know. So that's kind of why I chose that, and it just sounded, it rolls off nice.
Okay. We heard Una Aventura, and we just heard Tonight. What's the inspiration behind Tonight?
Tonight, you know what? When I wrote it, I was actually I was in my feelings, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was in my feelings.
Okay.
I was remembering past loves, past regrets, and
That's always hard.
And so I heard that flamenco rumba progression,
Okay.
and I was like, I really like that. Let me learn the chords. So it's like it was all these chords that I had to learn because it's like 8 chord. It's an 8 chord. You know about theory.
Yeah.
8 chord progression.
Wow.
And it just inspired me. And I'm like, I could write to this easily. You know when you just hear that track, you could just write so easy.
Yeah.
That's kind of where it was. And plus, I had, I was going through my feelings, so it added emotion to the song.
Nice.
So just so people know and have a little bit of background about you, you're a
That's what I
guitar
was about to
player.
say.
You write obviously your own songs, but you also write your own melodies. You know what I'm saying, right? In this case, this EP, these 3 songs, you wrote the lyrics and you wrote the everything on the guitar, right?
Yeah.
So. What else do you do to add to it? Like, how do you complement everything else, the programming of the drums and everything else? How do you do that?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be the first thing that I do. Oh.
Killed it! Oh my God, I was about to sneeze.
He was. That's fine though.
I was about to tell you, just
like,
roll with it. Okay, go ahead.
No, you know what? The first thing that I start with now, the tempo.
Tempo, okay.
Because once I hear that little, that little click,
Yeah.
then I'm on beat, and then I know everything else is gonna fall in place. Like,
Do you produce with a specific software, or what do you work with?
well, 2 of these songs were recorded at the Beehive Studio in Miami.
Okay.
My boy Vindicated Spec.
Nice.
the G4.
Shout out to Vindicated.
Yeah.
Vindicated, Spec.
He had a studio. He uses Pro Tools, right, Waffle?
Yeah, he uses Pro
He
Tools.
uses Pro Tools, so he says, all right, go in the booth and start recording. And plus, when you have like 90% of the song ready to go, I mean, you just want to record it already. Like,
So he adds the drums after you've done.
Well, specifically for La Trigueña, because it's on the EP, it's very minimal drum, but there is the The little shaky, the little sounds. It sounds like a salsa thing.
Okay.
The little
The
kind of like a
shakers?
maracas.
Okay.
It's like a family of the maracas. I added that. I added the bass line because it needed some rhythm.
You did that yourself.
Yeah.
In the studio, you
In the
just laid
studio,
down
take the
everything
bass.
live right there.
Take the bass, and yeah, because otherwise your song's gonna sound flat. I
Right.
felt that song, La Trigueña, the bass needed to make the chorus jump out, so that's why I
Okay.
added the bass on the chorus.
Nice.
But it's a very
cool.
the EP is very minimal. It's very stripped down. It's mostly centered on flamenco guitars.
Uh-huh.
I have an electric lead on Tonight,
Okay.
bass. The Guido, there you go. That's what I was looking for.
Okay,
That,
so
that
that's the
I added
Guido
some of that.
In La Trigueña.
I added a little bit of that because I wanted the festive,
That's very cool.
feel.
That's very cool. Una Aventura is more of like just a guitar track.
Instrumental.
Right.
I felt like I had already said enough, and with La Trigueña I had already said enough. Tonight I said enough. I felt like it needed to end. Like, all right, you said what you had to say. Now just feel this.
Nice.
And that's what the instrumental piece. And I've always liked instrumentals. I like instrumental music.
And I see that you do kind of like a Spanglish thing because you don't just do it in English.
Yeah.
You don't just do it in Spanish. You do it like in both. Why is that? Why is that you roll like that?
Well, you know what? When I first started rapping and making music, I was only strictly English. And so I don't know who it was. They're like, oh, you always write in English. You need to write some Spanish stuff. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And that's kind of where like La Trigueña comes in, because you could do mad wordplay if you could jump between English and Spanish.
Right, yeah.
You could just open up new avenues, and I'm like, this is kind of liberating.
Really?
Because I could rhyme.
So the whole Trigueña thing, which is kind of new for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm experimenting. Tonight is all Spanish.
Okay.
The song Tonight, all Spanish.
Nice.
Like your occasional English word thrown in. But I'm branching out, getting out of my comfort zone. You have to as an artist.
For sure.
So me getting out of my comfort zone is rapping in Spanish, hablando más español, and I feel like this album brings that out.
When you write a song like Trigueña, is that something that you base your like personal experience on, or is it like you somebody else's experience that you heard? What is that about?
Yeah. So for La Trigueña, when I wrote that song, the lyrics kind of, in a way, it was already there for me. And then when I heard the flamenco guitar, I was like, oh yeah, I want to write this. And sometimes it comes to you. And I guess for that song, the lyrics just came out.
Just came to you.
And I just wanted to be very playful with that song.
Okay.
Super playful with it.
That's what's up.
And
I think we should go into La Trigueña. We should listen to it. Because I also want to get like your perspective on a couple other things, you know what I'm saying, about the music industry currently and your performances and stuff like that. So let's get into La Trigueña and we'll be back to talk a little bit more with Rez. Ya tú sabes lo que es. Yo, live, DaGr8FM Latino.com. You know what it is. Deshaun and Villano here with the homie Rez. And Waffle on the cam. What's good? Israel está en la casa. What's up, baby?
The F, baby,
The F, yo, México en la casa. Yo, what's up, yo? Aquí está La Trigueña. Let's go. All right.
Pregunté sobre shows y todo eso. I wasn't here the interview before, and I'm pretty sure there's people here that wasn't also.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
that I can ask some questions about his background and things like that, just because he's Mexican too.
Yeah, I know. Please be my guest. You're gonna do my job for me?
Yes, for
Please.
at least the
Sit
next,
back,
for at
chill,
least the
and
next
I'm gonna
10
sit back and
minutes.
chill. Listen, let's
You
go.
can comment. I mean, you
Bet.
can
I'm gonna
say
program the
something here
music
and there.
and shut the fuck up and smoke my joint. That's what I'm doing.
I want to know for how long you've been living like in South Florida. Did you move somewhere else and then move to South Florida, or you came to South Florida directly? Like, how was that?
Well, I got here in 1989
Okay.
because my parents migrated from Mexico.
Okay.
We came in a white truck. I guess back then, customs was different.
Yeah.
So we just went right through came straight. I don't know why Homestead. I guess one of my uncles was already established here. So
Okay.
So 1989. So I basically was raised here.
How
I was
old
raised
were
here.
you?
I was 2 when I got here.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Yeah, you
me and my
happy to-
sister were born over there. We got here in 1990. 1989, 1990, around there. And we lived in South Day Camp in Homestead. So I practically lived in Homestead like all my life. I traveled around the world,
And were you raised like with a very Mexican influence, or it was like very American?
No.
How was that? Because Homestead is a big are you okay?
I'm all right over there.
Are you okay?
I almost fell, but I'm okay. Hey, God, I didn't want you guys to say anything. Jesus.
It was very dramatic. I'm sorry.
I'm fucking busting my ass.
Should have
Just
gone along with it.
Jesus. Okay, go on.
Thank you. So you grew up in a very Mexican like
Yeah, we
influence.
grew up. My dad, puro español en la casa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little Spanish because it's a
Yeah.
Spanglish show.
This is a Spanglish show.
Very traditional, strict Mexican dad.
Nice.
We had to be in bed by 8 p.m.
Nice.
We got whoopings. Plenty of whoopings. Put up, tortilla, chile, tomate, cebolla, basic.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
That's all. But even music-wise, the first music I ever fell in love with is obviously Mexican music. Música Vicente Fernández.
Nice.
Los Tigres del Norte, all that stuff.
A eso quería llegar, like
Yeah.
your influence, like how did you got into hip hop and rapping, and how did that
I know, right?
what happened?
I know. Honestly, and it's funny, I actually started off as a rock metal guitarist.
Okay.
So that was my thing. That's my thing was, I'm going to be in a band, I'm going to be a lead guitarist, that's what I'm going to do. That was in 2004. And I was 16, 17 at that time. That's when I picked up the guitar. So for
Okay.
the first 16 years of my life, I was just a fan. I just listened to music. But at that time, I was very close-minded. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very close-minded. I only listened to Mexican and rap.
Really?
If it wasn't that, I didn't want to.
And what kind of rap was it? Like what were you like?
Tupac, DMX, Biggie,
Nice.
a lot of Jay-Z, some Mexican rappers, Little Rob, SPM, Mr.
Cool.
Capone, Conejo.
Did you
old
have
school
Mexican
rappers.
friends growing up?
Yeah. I grew up in South Day Camp. It's like a little place in Homestead.
Okay.
Everybody was Mexican. You grew up with that, Mexicano, Mexico number one. I'm guessing everybody grows up like that, right?
Right.
So, Mexico number one, Texas number two, California
Oh my
number
God.
three.
Really?
That type of thing.
Wow.
Thinking there were countries, right?
Right.
But
That's crazy.
I know, yeah. But it wasn't actually till we left that camp. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you grow up when you only grow up around people that are like you and think like you,
Yeah.
you're not really gonna have like something like an opposing view to
Sure,
challenge you.
Sure.
So you're always gonna be. But when I got out of there, that's when I started growing as a person, and then musically.
Nice.
And you said you've traveled a lot, right?
Yeah. So in 2015, well, when I said I've traveled, meaning I've gone out of the country.
Sure.
In 2015, I got an opportunity to go to Rome, Paris, and London.
Awesome.
And I ain't gonna turn that down, baby. Woo.
So you got to do music out there, or was it
No.
like another?
You know what? At
another situation?
that time, my bad. I wasn't. To get a little personal, I was married at that time, but I wasn't really doing music.
Okay.
Which, I was just going through a period where it was just nothing, no music. I had the guitar in the back, in the shed, and the amp,
Sure.
but I just didn't really touch it. But sorry, where were we? I went off.
Influences. Sorry, like
No,
the
no,
countries
no.
that.
You
My
went
bad,
to, you went to Rome.
You
and
went to Rome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what inspired me to want to play live again.
Okay.
When I went to, this was in Paris. When I was in Paris, we had just left Notre Dame, which recently burnt down, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
We had just left. We went to this bridge where they put all these little locks.
Yeah.
All these little locks. And I saw these musicians playing like this beautiful melodic music, and I was like, how do you do that? Like, how do you have the courage to play in front of people like that?
Nice.
And that's, where my journey began again.
Really? Out in Rome. That's
in Paris.
Paris.
Wow. And people would just, if you played good, people would stop and just
Check you out.
check you out. And I was just mesmerized by it. And I was like, I need to do something. Like, that kind of started a little spark again. Like, hey, this is what I want to do.
And then you thought about like going like guitar but Mexican music or rock or what
I was
what
mostly
it like?
rock.
Yeah.
I was mostly rock at that time. Well, at that time, I was still in my I'm gonna be a rock guitarist. I still had it, even though I wasn't playing, but I still had it in my mind.
And what happened when you decided to be a rapper? Like what was the moment that you you thought like maybe I'm gonna be a rapper?
Yeah. So
what happened?
2015 passed, and then 2016. I went through like a little rough moment there where I went through like a breakup, and that was like probably like my darkest hour. Everybody has their bad moment, and which actually that's where my nickname came from, the Resurrection, because there was a point where it was like there was nothing
Wow, that's
It was
fucking
bad.
deep.
Yeah.
I was like, because
You were heartbroken. You were on the
no
floor.
music,
Everything.
Nothing. I'm talking about
Then you
nothing.
came back from all that.
And I thought I'll never make music again. This is it. This is the end. And then that's how I chose my name. When I look back, I was like, damn, that was
That's
like kind of like I was dead. Now my music career is back to life. It's just, resurrection just came naturally.
That's what's
Nice.
up.
But
that's what's up.
to answer your question, like December 2016, like I guess I started having like this writing where I would just write stuff down, poems, and it came out of me. So I'm like, let me take advantage, because if not, the inspiration leaves. And my homie told me about an open mic in Cutler Bay, Verse Fridays, and that's where I began. With
Nice.
I started reading my poems, and then I started hearing some of those spoken word artists.
Wow.
And I like how they do it, and then I'm like, wait, just add on a beat, and
Yeah.
maybe
And you're
I can-
flowing.
Yeah.
and find the flow.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
which flow for me, the flow in guitar is phrasing. Find a way that it connects rhythmically.
Cool.
Make it, say something, because you want to say something too.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm gonna do this as a rapper, I have to. What I'm saying, I'm not gonna rap about the typical topics.
Sure.
Because I didn't have, that wasn't my mentality. Remember,
Yeah.
I'm a rock guitarist, so I was like, let me attack this. If I'm gonna be a rapper, let me write what I'm gonna write about.
Yeah.
Let me make it have a meaning for me, and
Okay.
maybe to other people.
The
Nice.
GRPR.
That's very cool. That's very cool. I always say that, like, as an artist, you learn to be an artist, or you learn to put your art in a certain way where it reaches people, and you get to a point where it's like, well, I can't do this by myself anymore, right? I need a team now,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
At what point do you start putting your team together?
Well, when I first started out with that open mic, at that time the only person who was joining me was another friend of mine called Wilson, which he's like an undercover comedian, but he still doesn't want to come out.
Okay.
But he was the one
Low-key
that was
comedian.
for real. He was the first one supporting me, and then 3 months later in April, I met Waffle,
Nice.
and I was doing a song there called Sanctuary, and he's like, and after the song, it was like another, it was another romantic song, and when I finished the set, he came up to me, he's like, oh, I gotta be on that song, and I was like, I only had one verse, and I'm like, well, I do need a second verse. I'm like, all right, you can be on it.
Nice.
That's so cool.
And that's how we started, bro.
That's
That was
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, which...
I'm gonna put it
That's
on
so
next.
cool.
I'm gonna put it on next.
Wait, you don't have that, though. That's what I'm
It's not out
I
yet.
had it out.
Nah.
I thought you had it out. I was
I was about to say,
Where is it?
We have the Sound of Love.
We're gonna record it. It's coming out
the
in
Sound
December.
of Love is the one where y'all together.
This one we're working on in house.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was
No, Sanctuary.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Coming
thinking
in
the Sound of Love
December.
was the same song. My bad.
December.
We should
Okay.
just tell him now.
What?
Okay, real quick, so you don't get confused. Me and him have a side project called the Resurrected Waffle, and that's
Nice.
how we're gonna drop
Cool.
The
Sanctuary.
Resurrected Waffle.
But don't tell nobody.
And only the people that
Only the people that
Only
know
the-
watch
only the
this.
close
So
friends.
don't worry about
Only
it.
the
man.
close
It's
friends.
like,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Thank
That's
you.
so cool.
That's gonna be such a fucking awesome project.
Yeah.
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 When one of my friends heard it, he's like, "What the heck is that? I want to hear that." So I was like,
That's
"All right,
so cool.
we're on a good road. We're on a good road."
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's check out the sound of love. We'll come back and we'll keep on talking, man.
Nice.
Yeah. The Sound of Love. That's Resurrection and the homie Ed Waffle in the cribbo. Live, DaGr8FM Latino, the Shauna Villano, DaGr8, Resurrection, Ed Waffle. Let go. Let go. Let it go. Aquí va. Live on DaGr8FM Latino.com, the Shauna Villano. We got Resurrection in the crib, man. That shit was a dope ass song, dog. Sound of Love, Resurrection, and the homie Ed Waffle. That shit sounded good, bro.
Like that.
That shit sounded
Nice.
good, man. You guys are doing your thing, bro. I'm very glad that I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, to like, have you guys here and, you know what I'm saying, be able to be part of what you guys are doing. I mean, you guys are doing some like very different shit that's out there, like
Thank
to be
you.
honest, like look, you guys are making an effort to put yourselves out there
For real.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, be it what it be, and I'm not saying that you guys couldn't, you couldn't use a band behind you or nothing like that. Like, sure, everybody can use a band behind them, but just with what you guys are bringing to the table, just like that, the shit is dope.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
And it sounds very different.
You know, it sounds different.
You have a very special, different vibe that it's not common.
And I'm glad that you guys are going to be live October 2nd at
Pero
Brandon.
ya lo estás promocionando, por
Bruising
favor.
Tunes. I don't give a shit.
That's it. You win.
Bruising Tunes, October 2nd. That's what we do.
Oh
Bruising
my
Tunes.
God.
Resurrection and Waffle going to be in the crib. That's what we're going to do with the Great FM Latino, the Great FM, y the Son of Villano, y pues puta. Hasta ahí.
Hey.
Es el
Very
villano.
cool, bro. So very cool, man. I mean, when you get into it, at the end of the day, I can imagine that there's people you listen to. There's people that you kind of like, maybe not emulate, but say you would want to walk in that path type shit. What artists are those to you?
Well, look, I'm gonna name these are probably like my top biggest music influences, like top 5, because I know that question always comes up. Melodically, the band The Cure. I don't know if I'm sure everybody's heard The Cure.
Yeah, everybody's heard The Cure.
My metal side, Judas Priest and Iron Maiden.
Cool.
Nice.
That's my metal side. My rap side, my hip hop side, probably a Mexican rapper named Lil Rob, and then Biggie.
Nice.
I just love the New York flow that Biggie brought. That was just,
That storytelling.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just love that. I emulate that sometimes in my writing.
Nice.
And then just classic Mexican. A lot of Vicente Fernandez, because he was very melodic.
Yeah.
Very melodic. And
Santana. Do you dig Santana? Do you dig Santana?
I love Santana. Yeah. Santana 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I dig some Santana. I listen to such a wide range. I even like Japanese instrumentals.
That's what's up.
Asian, Oriental songs. Let me just throw a few out there because I'm a big fan. My friends, I consider them friends because I hang out with them. Sin Sage, Amborijani, Michelangelo. He has this hard.
Michelangelo 305.
He has this hard, awesome song. One little, 2 little, 3. It's awesome song. Waffle. I'm a big fan of Waffle. Taylor James Davis, Viano.
Thank you.
All these artists that Oski, Chico Glow, my friend, so many.
Yeah.
That and I'm networking. I was like, that's one thing that I didn't do back then. I didn't network. You gotta network. Bro.
Gotta network.
Definitely.
Gotta network. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that's that's been vital. I'm in my room playing guitar, playing my ass off, but I mean, I'm not showcasing it. So.
Right. Speaking of showcasing, you've been doing a lot of showcasing lately. You've been doing a lot of shows, it takes a certain, discipline for that. How do you find that rigor? How do you find that discipline in yourself to be out there every few weeks and be doing it live in front of people, no matter what they think you're out there? What's that like?
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think as for whoever's an artist, we always have, and before every show, we have that little nervous feeling.
Sure.
For me, the reason why I keep doing
I love that feeling.
Yeah, because it's like, what's about to, you're getting ready, it's showtime, so you and them,
Yeah.
So one thing I learned is like, I kind of took it out of my mind that like, I want to get to the point where I'm never going to feel that. Well, you know what? I think that's always going to be there, brother. Just a little bit, It's a matter of dominating that feeling, those doubts that start to creep in. Like, we all have little doubts that creep in.
Sure.
But the thing for me that started it is I pushed myself because I was like, no, you're going to do this because this is what you love to do. And I don't care how uncomfortable you get. I don't care if even nobody's watching, even if it's one person watching.
You're out there. You're out there, brother. You're out there.
Make it work out, and you're gonna make them want to watch you.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
It's over.
Big shout out to you, man. Resurrection, doing the damn thing, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yo, let them know where they get you on the social media.
Well, social media, I use a lot of Instagram. It's REZZ87, Rez87. But my headquarters that has everything is my official website, rezmusic.net. That's rezmusic.net. I have everything on there, a gallery, my music bio is on there, some videos, some content, a gallery, little surprises in there.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Shout out to your team. Shout out to Ed Waffle. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody who's believing in resurrection, everything that you're doing. It's just so dope, man. It's very dope. Thank you for coming through tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's been so awesome to have you here. You know, we working. We're gonna keep on doing some stuff.
Appreciate it, bro.
We got some stuff that we gotta like. Me, you, and Waffle gotta like sit down and do some shit, man. And we got the studio, we got everything, you know what I mean, to do it. So let's put our heads together and definitely we gonna vibe off that shit.
For real.
Yeah, man. You mentioned Oski, DJ Oski. So I'm gonna
shout out to Oski.
big shout out to Oski, man.
Oski.
I'm gonna put a track of his to get us out of here. But you know what, man? Thank you very much.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want everybody to know that the Bad Guy Show is every Sunday. We're going to do that shit 8 to 10, 8 to 11. So, actually, we started at 7 today.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's going to be on Sundays and we're going to always be fucking doing this shit. So, you already know, man. The Bad Guy Show live on the DaGr8FM Latino. We're also putting that shit out on the motherfucking YouTube, Spotify, all that shit. So, check it out, motherfuckers. DaGr8, thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you for inviting me for the
Yes, we had
first time.
very interesting conversations. And we're going to keep on having those interesting conversations.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, big shout out to El Camino who was here. Shout out to the guy on the fucking crib. We got Rez in the crib. We got fucking Ed Waffle, DaGr8. We out here, man. Bye, bitches. Bye. Get out of here. Bye. Leave.
So angry.